I know I can't be the only one that's excited about peppermint season, so to celebrate I have a couple of sweet treats for you guys today. And to start off, I'm going to be making my favorite, which is an iced peppermint hot chocolate. So I'm using unsweetened almond milk. I would definitely recommend a vanilla version or even a sweeter version. And I'm just going to heat this up in a microwavable safe dish. Once the milk is heated up, it's time to add in the secret ingredient. And of course, we're going to be using a little bit of peppermint extract. You can add in as much as you'd like or as little. I'm using about 4 or 5 drops, I believe. I really love peppermint, you guys. I definitely don't mess around. Now it's time to add in the instant cocoa mix. You definitely want to use 2 packs of this because we're going to be adding ice a little bit later. And you don't want this to taste, watered down or anything. So my favorite gadget is the NutriBullet. If you don't have one, I definitely recommend putting this on your Christmas wish list. It's a great high-speed blender and it's perfect for smoothies or blending down ice and stuff like that. So I know the ice kind of melted. It's because we use, hot liquid, but we're going to add more ice so we end up with a slushy consistency. So I'm going to let this blend for about 15 to 25 seconds or until it starts to get a thick, slushy consistency. And my favorite way to kind of, dress up this little dessert is by putting it in a mason jar. And you can see how slushy this is. It's going to be so yummy, you guys. For my next treat, I'm going to be making peppermint bark, and I love white chocolate and I love peppermint, so for me this is like my ultimate kind of craving. So I'm going to start by unwrapping my candy canes. This can be a pain in the behind, but I'm using about 4 or 5 for a whole bag of chocolate chips. So I'm going to be putting these in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to use the bottom of a bowl, something flat, to kind of hammer out all of the peppermint sticks so we get a nice consistency. You don't want this to be powdered, you want it to be a little bit chunky so you can still obviously see that we're using candy canes. Now you can put this aside because we're going to be working on melting the chocolate. So I'm using the double boil kind of method. So I'm going to have a pot with water and then a smaller pot inside of that. This is just used so we don't burn the chocolate itself. And it's a super easy method to melting down chocolate for this recipe or any recipe for that matter. So I'm starting off with half of the bag at a time, letting this melt down, and then I'm adding in the rest. Once the chocolate is smooth and no longer chunky, it's time to add in our crushed peppermint. And this would be the point in time to add in nuts if you'd like. I have allergies, so I'm not going to be adding that into my peppermint bark. So next, I'm just going to spread this out on a flat cookie sheet. You want to make sure that this one has like an edge to it, just in case you have a lot of chocolate, you don't want it to run over. So I'm just shaking this out so I have a nice kind of like thin layer, but not too thin. Now I'm just going to pop this into the fridge for about 30 minutes, and you can tell that it's starting to separate from the pan. That's when it's done. Now it's time to take a knife and break this sucker up. This right here is my secret weapon. It's the cinnamon sugar grinder from Trader Joe's. Not only can you put this on cinnamon toast, but I like to put this on popcorn. This is like my go-to treat at night when I need something in a crunch. No pun intended. But I'm going to start by popping some corn, and then I'm just going to grate this, or grind it, sorry, all over the top. I love it because it's sweet. It has brown sugar, it has cinnamon, white sugar, just a beautiful blend, and it satisfies all of my cravings. It's salty, it's crunchy, it's sweet, it has cinnamon, so a nice bit of spice. This last drink recipe is my favorite because it reminds me of a peppermint mocha from Starbucks, except in my own kitchen. So I'm using my Donut Shop K-Cup. It's one of my absolute favorites. And of course I have to have my little Santa mug to enjoy this delicious treat. And I am using my Keurig, and I'm just going to pop in my donut shop and let this sucker brew. This is like my little guilty pleasure in the morning. I love coffee, you guys, and this creamer is to die for. It's absolutely my favorite, especially if you love peppermint mochas from Starbucks, just like I do. And why use a spoon when you can use a candy cane? I hope you dolls enjoyed my holiday festive sweet treats. Super easy recipes that I like to use daily. It really gets me into the spirit. So if you liked any of these and you try them out, please let me know and tweet me a picture of them. And also, don't forget to check out my previous video, which was my holiday home decor, and you guys get to see like all of my fun decorations.